Okay, let's get to the news that Sophie Cunningham and Lexie Hall had to put out amidst these CBA debacles, these CBA travesty negotiations. Let's get to Tres Leches, the Blonde Bombers had an announcement. So let's start here.
Sophie Cunningham just dropped 16 pounds. Lexie Hall is launching a cosmetics empire, and both of them are making these moves in the same offseason. Coincidence? Not even close. This is what happens when you play alongside the most marketable athlete in women's basketball. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't just changing the Fever's win column anymore. It's transforming careers, bank accounts, and body compositions. And the ripple effects are just getting started.
Well, last year, 24-20, they won a Commissioner Cup. Since she arrived in Indiana, Cunningham has been dubbed as the Fever's enforcer, and that is well deserved, because when the the Connecticut Goons wanted to ambush and act like they was doing a heist or a robbery on Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham was the only one that stood on business and held Caitlin.
Let's talk about what Cunningham actually did here, because the numbers are staggering for a professional athlete. She went from 165 pounds down to 148.5. That's not a casual off-season trim. That's a complete body recomposition. And she's planning to add back 5 pounds of what you'd assume is lean muscle before training camp opens. But here's the context everyone's missing. Cunningham tore her right MCL in September during that Connecticut Sun game. Season-ending injury. Most players in that situation are just trying to get back to their previous form. Instead, Cunningham used her recovery time to completely reinvent her conditioning. That tells you something about her mindset heading into next season.
She shot 43% from three, a career high. She shot the cover off the basketball. Here it says, after becoming an integral part of the Indiana Fever's roster, Cunningham suffered a season-ending injury. She tore her right MCL during a game against the Sun, ironically, when guard Bria Hartley landed on her leg as she was playing prison ball. Here it says, as she is recovering from her season-ending knee injury, Cunningham shared that she underwent a major change this offseason. Previously listed at 165 pounds, revealed that she...
Now compare that decision to what happened with Aaliyah Boston. Remember when Boston showed up for her second season, noticeably leaner than her rookie year? She publicly talked about how playing with Clark changed her understanding of pace. The Fever's transition game in Clark's rookie season was relentless. Boston realized quickly that carrying extra weight was going to leave her gassed by the third quarter. Cunningham watched that same evolution happen. She saw what happened when the Fever finally committed to playing at Clark's speed. 20 wins in 2024 compared to 13 the year before, first playoff appearance since 2016, and all of it built on a pace and space system that punishes anyone who can't keep up. So Cunningham made a calculation. She's 27 years old, she's got maybe 3 or 4 prime years left, and she just got traded to a team that's about to compete for championships. Showing up out of shape wasn't an option.
So she's back to Iowa skinny CC. You know what that means? She's gonna be running like a track star. Sophie Cunningham knows, I gotta be in shape to run with Caitlin this year. Y'all remember when Aaliyah Boston's first year with the Indiana Fever, when Caitlin Clark got there? She knew second year, oh no, I gotta come in slimmer because this girl is gonna be running. Sophie Cunningham realized the same thing. I'm gonna cut down about 10 pounds. I was already in good shape. I'm gonna come in.
But the physical transformation is only half the story with Cunningham. Let's talk about what happened to her profile over the past year. She appeared in a national Arby's commercial. She was featured on NFL broadcast coverage. Her social media following exploded. And none of that happens if she's still playing in Phoenix, averaging 7 points a game for a Mercury team that missed the playoffs. The Indiana Fever became must-watch television because of Clark. They averaged over 1 million viewers for nationally televised games. That's higher than most NBA regular season broadcasts. Suddenly, everyone in a Fever uniform is getting exposure they never had access to before. Cunningham understood the assignment. She leaned into the enforcer role. When Connecticut's players were body-checking Clark, and the refs weren't calling it, Cunningham was the one who stepped in. She got ejected for grabbing Dijonai Carrington after one particularly egregious sequence. The fans loved it, the media covered it extensively, and Cunningham's brand value skyrocketed as Clark's protector.
Offseason as a free agent after completing her 4th season with the Indiana Fever, the former 6th overall pick in the 2022 WNBA draft has carved out a strong role with the Fever and was one of the most important pieces in Indiana's run to the WNBA semifinals last season. Hall played in every game, providing stability as the Fever were hit with multiple season-ending injuries to key stars, including AITLIN Clark and Sophie Cunningham. Here it says, Hall averaged 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1.8 assists, continued her steady.
Now let's shift to Lexie Hall, because her situation reveals a different dimension of the Clark effect. Hall just co-founded Forta Cosmetics with beauty industry veteran Sarah Guller. They're targeting active women and athletes specifically, with makeup designed to resist sweat and stay put during intense movement. The first products launched this year. Here's what makes this significant. Hall isn't signing a standard endorsement deal where she shows up for a photo shoot and collects a check. She's a co-founder. She has equity. If this brand succeeds, Hall is building generational wealth, not just collecting appearance fees. And that opportunity exists because Hall plays for Indiana. She appeared in all 40 games last season. She was on the court during the Fever's playoff run. She was part of the story when national media outlets were covering the team constantly. That visibility gave her the platform to launch a business venture that would have been impossible if she was playing for a team nobody watched.
Make no mistake about it. Here it says, in early 2025, she co-founded a cosmetics company called Forta Cosmetics with plans to launch its first set of product this year. The brand is designed for active people, especially athletes, with products that resist sweat and stay put during movement. Oh, so this is good. This is actually something for athletes. This is pretty cool. Here it says, on Tuesday, Hall used her Instagram stories to signal the next step for Forta, reminding her fans that products will soon be launched and available. Hall tagged the brand on her post and included the cap.
Think about the WNBA's economic reality for a second. The maximum salary for a player with 6 or more years of experience is currently around $241,000. That sounds decent until you remember these players have maybe a 10-year window to earn. No guaranteed contracts for most. No pension unless you hit specific service time requirements, and the league only recently started providing full healthcare benefits. So smart players are looking for ways to build income streams beyond their playing contracts. Endorsements help, but equity stakes in actual businesses? That's how you build lasting wealth. Hall saw an opportunity and took it. She's betting that her elevated profile from playing with Clark will help her promote Forta to an audience that actually cares about her recommendations. Compare that to players on low-visibility teams. They might be just as talented, but if nobody's watching their games, they don't have the platform to launch business ventures. The Clark effect isn't just about basketball success, it's about economic opportunity.
NBA players. All right, man. So Lexie Hall is making moves off the floor, just as Sophie Cunningham, and make no mistake about it, it's because they are part of Tres Leches. There's no Tres Leches and no AITLIN Clark. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. And you know, Lexie Hall, she gonna come in tip-top shape, ready to go, ready to guard the best player every game. Listen, between Tres Leches is gonna be ready. I can't speak for everybody. Aaliyah Boston probably should be MVP and unrivaled, by the way, but Tres Leches is gonna show up ready to do what they do. They're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready. Sign the damn deal. Get down in the comments, let me know what you...
Here's what makes this moment particularly important for the Fever's future. The CBA negotiations are happening right now. The Players Association is pushing for higher salaries, better revenue sharing, improved travel conditions, and expanded rosters. Those negotiations are going to determine what the league looks like for the next decade, and the Fever's players are walking into those negotiations with leverage their predecessors never had. They can point to actual ratings numbers. They can show concrete evidence that their games drive viewership. They can demonstrate that when given proper promotion and media coverage, women's basketball attracts massive audiences. Cunningham and Hall are positioning themselves to capitalize on whatever comes out of those negotiations. If salaries increase significantly, great. If they don't, both players have already started building alternative revenue streams. They're not waiting around hoping the league figures out its business model. They're taking control of their own financial futures. The interesting question is whether other players around the league are paying attention, because what Cunningham and Hall are doing could become a template. Play well enough to get traded to a high-visibility team. Use that platform to build your brand. Launch business ventures while you still have the audience's attention. Then leverage all of it into long-term financial security. That's not how most WNBA players have approached their careers historically. But the economics of the league are changing. The players who adapt fastest are going to be the ones who benefit most. And right now, the Fever's roster is showing everyone else how it's done. Cunningham dropping 16 pounds to keep up with Clark's pace, Hall launching a cosmetics company while she has national attention. Both of them making strategic moves that extend far beyond what happens on the court. That's not luck. That's calculated career management. And it's only possible because they're playing alongside someone who's fundamentally changed what it means to be a WNBA player in terms of visibility and opportunity. So when you see Cunningham talking about her weight loss or Hall promoting Forta on Instagram, understand what you're actually watching. These aren't just off-season updates. They're case studies in how to maximize the brief window of opportunity that professional basketball provides. They're examples of players who recognized that being in the right situation at the right time can change everything, and they're squeezing every possible advantage out of that situation. The Fever are going to be championship contenders for the next several years, as long as Clark is on the roster. Cunningham and Hall know that. They've positioned themselves to succeed both on the court and off it. And when we look back at this era of WNBA history, the conversation won't just be about Clark's individual dominance. It'll also be about how the players around her used that gravitational pull to transform their own careers in ways that would have been impossible anywhere else. That's the real Caitlin Clark effect. It's not just about winning games or selling tickets. It's about creating opportunities that didn't exist before. And the smartest players in the league are figuring out how to turn those opportunities into lasting success.